Yes, my name is Vivian Harned. My rank is captain in the U.S. Coast Guard, retired. Met a lot of very interesting people, as you can imagine. All the people were coming in from Europe in those days into New York. I got people that I now read in the paper who had come in from the war in Europe. Met a lot of interesting people and had a wonderful career in New York. And when they wouldn't transfer me to San Francisco, I said, well, I guess I'll go to OCS. So I went to officers training school and became an officer in Manhattan Beach, I think I went to school. I stayed in the Coast Guard until 1946 when I got out, but I stayed in the reserves. And I stayed in the reserves until I retired at 60 years old. And that training took me, I trained in Washington, D.C., and then I went to San Francisco. I was in units in San Francisco for a while, and then I came back to the Washington area and eventually retired here. Now, I stayed in the reserve and was promoted, and I was in a unit down in Pennsylvania Avenue. The women's role became a little more important. I think I was in a unit in here, and it's really funny with men. Some men accepted you very, very easily. Other men resented the fact that you were. The enlisted men are funny. I was an administrative officer, which meant that I had to deal with discipline for whatever was happening. But when they got into trouble, then they would come back and want to talk to me about it, to get some help. It's sort of like, you know, you're sending them out because you're an officer and you're going out, but then they want to come back to mommy for some reason or another to see, you know, what's going on. So, having a job as a woman officer was kind of twofold. You never lost your femininity, evidently, because they still wanted to come back and talk to you even though you had the authority. And having been a school teacher, I never had any problem giving out authority. I learned that very early.